guys, welcome back to Calling the Shots. I am Kiki.
And I'm Sarah.
And we have such a special episode for you.
Literally so excited.
You're never going to guess what it is.
I mean, I feel like
it was a joke.
I was gonna say, Kiki, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Like, how would we not talk about this?
This is impossible not to talk about. So much so, we've made it
a whole episode.
A whole deep dive of
Travis Kelce and
Taylor Swift.
Yes. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming.
It needs to be done.
Yeah. And look, I'm just gonna say it right now. If you're a hater about this whole situation and why it's such a big deal, don't watch this episode.
This one's not for you.
This one's not for you. I respect that. It's fine if you're whatever. I've seen a lot of people being like, focus on the football or whatever. And I'm like,
well, 100%. But also, if you're only there to focus on the football, you're probably not listening to this podcast anyways.
Very true. Very true. But if you are listening to this podcast, this episode might not be for you.
We have warned you.
Yes.
You have been warned. Because here's the thing. And if you're like, oh, I've already seen this, I've already heard of this. We're going into like a little bit about their dating history. Yes, the best things we've seen, but like our takes on some of like the conspiracy, not even conspiracy, but just like the theories out there.
Yeah, and how people have reacted and, like, read into some of the details behind.
And what we think of the details behind it.
Yeah. So, stay tuned. It's going to be so fun.
How are you doing, though, Sarah?
I'm good.
Dude, is it one of those weeks?
You know, it is one of those weeks.
You came in with a Red Bull, and I said she needed energy today.
Yeah. It turned out being, like, way more hectic of a week than originally thought. One of my coworkers is like having a baby.
Congrats.
Which is, shout out if you're watching Hatch. Congrats. They don't know that they decided to make it a surprise for the gender. But it's their third baby and it wasn't supposed to come till later, but I guess it's coming this week. And so he like called me Tuesday and was like, can you cover my show? And his show starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, so it's been...
You've been up for over 12 hours already.
I've been awake for a long time. I did take a nap.
Good.
But it's been a week. So, this is my second Red Bull. So... That's where we're at today. But hey, I was on the way here. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little tired, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. So pretty energized. I'm excited.
I feel like every time we chat, our energy is like, oh my gosh. So
yeah, but that's my week. I do have Sunday off, so I'm just like, I gotta make it to Sunday.
Make it to Sunday and then sleep.
And then I'll be great. Yeah. But how are you doing? How's life?
I'm good.
You had a crazy week last week, right?
I did. Last week was crazy. It was like game Saturday, game Wednesday, game Saturday.
Yeah.
And the last game was on my birthday.
Yes. How was that?
It was really fun, actually. So because of that, I knew I was going to have to work Saturday.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm taking Friday off. And a lot of times when I say I take off, I'm like, oh, I have this day off. I'm like still doing stuff. And I was like, no, I'm taking this day off. Yeah. And everyone was like, literally take it off.
Yeah.
So
turn off social media.
It ends up that you always like work more the day before somehow or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Friday, I was like, I just want a chill day. So my boyfriend and I like went up to Park City.
So fun.
It was so fun. We did a chairlift ride. I love cheese, so he took me to a creamery.
Love that.
That's
it was literally your dream date, honestly. It feels
straight up. So it was so fun. And then we went shopping, Nike, Adidas, the works, went to dinner. And then the next day was just like, it was my actual birthday and it was like more chill. But we hung out a little bit. Then I went to work and I like showed up and all my coworkers had like cute little knickknacks and like flowers on my desk and like little cards. And it was just so fun. I was like, I feel so loved.
Yeah.
Which I just felt super blessed. So
fun.
It was honestly so good.
Yeah.
So I have my final birthday dinner tonight after this podcast. Yes. And then no more. Then I'm just old and it's not fun anymore.
Then we stop talking about
it.
We move on.
We move on. But no, it was
That's
super
awesome.
good. So
love that.
Yeah, me too.
Exciting.
So exciting. And it was just, I feel like it's just been an exciting time. Like, with the news of, even, like, the Taylor Swift stuff, I was just like, I feel like it's just high energy.
I was at the gym when you texted me. And I was on the stair climber watching the game. And I was, like, trying to respond to you, but also, like, not fall off the stair climber. And I was
been there.
I was like, this is wild. And you saw it before I did because you were watching Red Zone. I was like, I have never wanted them to show something not about football in my entire life.
It was crazy. I'm surprised Red Zone showed it first. So if you don't know what Red Zone is, basically they just clip back and forth to different games based on what, the exciting things happening in each game. So they're like, if there's a big moment, they're like, and now we're going to this game. Oh, and now we're going to go to this game. And
they're like giving you like consistent updates of every game so you're not having to flip back and forth yourself.
Yes, 100%. So I was watching that, and then it clipped to Taylor Swift on it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And they hadn't even shown it on the actual game yet, which was like, crazy.
Where are you seeing this?
You're like, I'm watching the game. I'm like, I'm watching Red Zone.
I was like, gosh dang it, I should pay for it, honestly.
Which is crazy because also that news took over so much, but we also got other news.
Yeah. Super Bowl halftime show performer has been announced the same day that Taylor Swift showed up at this game, and it's Usher.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it was someone else, it might have had a little more attention. That sounds bad. Mm-hmm. I love Usher. Don't get me wrong.
Did you see the announcement video?
Yeah, with Kim K. Yes.
That's what was crazy to me. I feel like they used Kim Kardashian to boost it, and then Taylor Swift took over, which
it flopped.
It completely flopped. And the video itself actually is funny because they took a part of his music video from years ago.
Yeah.
Where he's just talking to someone on the phone and made it the announcement. The video, the content is well done. It didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
If I were the NFL, which I'm not, but if I were the NFL and I got a list, because usually there's like a list of celebrities coming because you need security and yada yada. I got a list that Taylor Swift was coming. I would say we're holding the Usher announcement.
Yeah.
Because
we put a pause.
Yeah, we put a pause. Because this will give us traction today.
Yeah.
And for a while. And then next week or whenever.
Yeah, when it dies down a little bit, we do Usher. And that gives us more traction.
And I'm sure they're probably in contracts and maybe that's why. But that's what I would have done.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I feel like if you would have gone to Usher and been like, look, this is our concern. We want to give you the attention and stuff. We want to make sure, like, it gets the traction and everything that we want and that you probably want. So we think this is the best decision. I think he would have been like, I agree.
Yes.
And if Usher doesn't think that, if he thinks he could have competed with Taylor Swift, then that's on him.
No, for real. Because, but like you said, it's like, Usher is not.
Like, what is this, 2006?
Yeah.
No offense. He's still relevant, but he has definitely dropped, I think we can all agree he has dropped off since.
He's not making headlines anymore.
Yeah, it's not his peak moment, not. Whereas Taylor Swift is very much in her, it's all Taylor Swift 100%, all the time.
And this could have been his peak moment.
Yeah.
So that's for me, the social media strategist in me is we should not be doing this today. But you know what? Whatever. It happened. What's also kind of crazy to me, though, is, don't forget that there's some beef between Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't even think about that.
So, if you guys don't know, there was... if you don't know, some of the most iconic history in pop culture... back when Taylor Swift won, one of her first Grammys or something like that? I don't know if it was her first or I don't remember.
It was an award. She won a Grammy.
Yeah, and it was for I think it was Best Female Artist of the Year, Best Album, something like that.
Yeah.
She goes up to accept it and Kanye comes up to her and is like, hold up, I gotta cut you off right there. You're great, but Beyonce really deserved this. And it was tragic. It was crazy. She was super young.
Yeah.
And... basically, keep in mind, later down the road, Kanye marries Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kanye calls Taylor Swift, says, hey, I want to put you in my song. Taylor Swift says, yeah. But then
there was some beef that
happened.
There
was some beef where basically Kanye didn't say very nice things about Taylor Swift. I made her famous and all this stuff. And Taylor Swift was like, along with some explicits in there. And Taylor Swift was like, that's not what we agreed upon. And then Kim K released a part of the phone conversation, but not the whole thing. Taylor Swift took her to court because in California, both parties have to be aware you're recording.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So then there's like beef between Kim K and Taylor Swift
and
now.
she was the one who announced Usher.
And Kim K announced Usher the day that Taylor Swift took over the NFL. So it's just kind of crazy because people were like, she's in her reputation era still because she's still getting revenge on that. And I'm like, whoa. So that was deep. That's a side note.
I don't even think Taylor meant for it to blow up like that.
I don't think so
she
either.
even like thought it like, I think they're just doing their thing and everyone finally got to see it because there has been rumors that they've been hanging out low-key for a while.
Yeah, I like to think that people live their life for themselves and aren't that calculated. Like, she looked like she was genuinely having fun.
Yeah.
Which brings us to how we, like, what's happening? How did we get here?
Yeah, how did we get to that game? Her showing up, all of that. So, obviously, there was crazy buzz. It kind of all started when Travis went on his podcast and said that he went to a Taylor Swift concert.
Which was back in July, by the way.
Yeah, so it's been a minute, right?
Because Taylor Swift came and performed at Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead.
She was in Kansas City.
He went and saw it, and her thing is, like, friendship bracelets. It's part of, like, going to the concerts. You give them to your friends, whatever. He wanted to give one to Taylor Swift that had his number on it.
Phone number on it, not his
jersey number. And he found out that she doesn't, like, talk to anyone before or after the concert. And he was like, well, maybe it's just because she doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he kind of, like, called her out and was like...
He kind of shot his shot.
Yeah, he shot his shot. He's like, I want to give this to you, like, because I genuinely, like, want to meet you. And so... that's where it kind of all started, and... from
there, the rumors honestly kind of just started flying.
Yeah, and we kind of touched on a lot of them at one point.
We touched on a lot of them because we've been
following this, guys. We've been invested.
We've been invested, like almost pretty much everyone else in the world. But it really kind of started peaking when the rumors went around that they'd hung out a couple times.
Yeah.
At that point is when his brother started getting asked about it.
Yeah. Literally
Jason Kelce plays for the Eagles. He's a center, big guy. Go watch Kelce on Prime. That was my other...
I haven't watched it yet.
That's my other thing. Didn't put that in life updates. You should watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
He got asked about it on, like, post-game Thursday Night Football.
Literally in an interview.
And the questions just kind of, like, kept coming. So at first he was kind of like, I don't really know what Travis is doing as his life, but I know, like, it seems like he's having fun.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on, you know? But then he went on a radio show a few days later. And what got cut out is he prefaces it with, like, he's like, I don't know anything going on. He's like, but do I think it's true? 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
and people took that and ran with it.
So at that point it was like, it's out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like, this is about a week and a half or so ago. This is not this most, week and a half or so ago.
Yeah. It's not the most recent game where she was actually at it.
Yes. But the game before that, Travis Kelce's finally playing. He just missed the first game, but he's playing again. And the NFL commentators, this is where they're just having a heyday.
Yeah.
Making Taylor Swift references.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelce found a blank space in the
end zone. Yeah.
So then we're just fueling the fire at this point.
Just continued to develop and continued to build the like anticipation to like see what happens just was like feel like at its boiling point. And that's why this blew up like it did.
Exactly. So then Travis Kelce goes on Pat McAfee's show. Great show. And Pat McAfee asks him about it. And basically he's like, you know, it's funny to see how people just take anything and run with it. But then he says the most rizzed line ever.
Yeah.
He basically says that however he did this, he was like, hey, Taylor Swift, you know, I've seen you rock the stage at Arrowhead. You may have to come watch me rock the stage at Arrowhead.
Yeah. Love that.
Okay.
Literally, how can you not go after that?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's just, And everything about that makes it feel so, like, flirty and fun and exciting.
Yeah, and you can tell there has to be something going. Like, they've had to have talked at this point.
At this point, he would be, like, a pathological psycho person to be saying this stuff if there wasn't something actually going on.
Yeah. And then, finally, it was confirmed on September 24th.
The morning of, there was rumors that she was going to be at the game. Yeah. And you know what?
She was there. And not only was she there, she literally was sitting next to Donna Kelce, the mom of Travis Kelce, up in the booth with her.
Mama Kelce, the first mom to have two sons play against each other in the NFL.
And then didn't we say, like, they would be, like, best friends?
We literally said they would get along so well.
And then what did we see?
And then we saw them get along so
literally chest bumping.
Yes. They, honestly, I might like Mama Kelce duo and Taylor Swift
Same.
more than even Travis and Taylor
honestly,
Swift.
Like, if they work out, great. But, like, I'm here for Kelce, Donna Kelce, and Taylor Swift.
Iconic. Yeah. The most powerful women to potentially walk the planet.
What a duo. And, like, don't get me wrong. No disrespect to Travis. You're amazing. Super Bowl champ.
Absolutely.
Like, probably going to be in the Hall of Fame.
But that just shows how excited we were about Mama Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, literally.
Because straight up, I'm already excited about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. That's not to take away from them. I'm, like, way excited about them. I'm just completely... Yeah. Like, all the way up here.
Yeah. And we called it. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we called when they were sitting next to each other, I was like, we knew.
We knew it was gonna happen.
So that was, like, and it was exciting how they showed it to you guys, because they showed Travis Kelce, like, run out on the field.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they pan up, and who's there? The one and only.
Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Just sitting there. And, like,
I'm so glad I watched it live.
And I love that she was so invested in the game.
She was.
She's not just there, like, because he's eye candy and whatever. No. Like, no, she legitimately was, like, rooting for them.
Cheering.
And, like let's effing go when he freaking scored his touchdown. Like, love it. Love to see it.
I know. And her, like, she had, like, a cute white tank top on and, like, a Chiefs jacket. Yeah. And it just was, like, it was just giving. It was giving... everything. It took me, like, I used to love Taylor Swift when, like, with her old stuff, and in her song 15 she talks about, like, I'm so jealous of this girl, she's captain, I'm on the bleachers. Wait, is that You Belong With Me?
That's Listen, You Belong With Me.
You Belong With Me. Okay. And You Belong With Me, she's talking
with your girlfriend, she's upset.
And it's like, she's basically like, oh, I'm like this nerdy girl, and but you're like the cool football guy, whatever, but we belong together. And it's like, no, now she's like with the fun football players. So
I need her to bring a sign, like in the music video, how she's like,
oh my gosh,
they're neighbors, and like she's looking through her window and has the sign that said, like, I don't even know what it says, but I need her to do that again and recreate it with Travis.
I know. Please, I'm begging.
Please.
So it was just so exciting having her there.
And then
the game itself, dominant Chiefs win.
Yeah.
Nobody was even talking about.
No one was talking about, but like, we're happy it ended that way. Taylor Swift must be good luck. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
And they just kind of kept showing her anytime something good would happen. They'd show her reacting after the Travis Kelce touchdown. Like you said, she was invested.
Yeah.
She was invested.
And I just loved how, like, everyone was freaking out, even like the players and stuff, because like I'm like in my head I'm like, celebrities see celebrities and they're just like whatever, you know, but like because it's Taylor Swift, like you see there's a video of like Patrick Mahomes like waving at her like on the sideline, and then all of the coaching staff of the Chiefs like realizes and they're like, who is that? Oh my gosh, it's Taylor Swift, and like are like fangirling.
And it's because of those types of reactions that it did take over everyone's feed. Because, there's people who don't care about her that were so annoyed, which is just funny to me because I'm like, I'm not a huge Swiftie and I'm still living for this.
Same. I'm here for the excitement and like to see what happens.
Yes, same.
So
like, those comments were just killing me because I was like, it's my whole feed, but I don't care. I could watch it a million times.
Yeah, for sure.
It was all over social media. Chiefs win. And then it's all
Post-game
Post-game.
interviews, everything is all about Taylor Swift.
All about Taylor Swift.
Not about the game.
Not about the game. Which I hope they did actually ask about the game.
Yeah.
But for the players' sake. But they asked...
I'm sure they did, but everything on social media wasn't about the game. It was about Taylor Swift.
They asked quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and he was like, yeah, Travis said something early. Like, I don't know if it was... In practice. I don't remember if it was the day before or 2 days before, but he said something in practice, and Patrick Mahomes, like, he was like, yeah, I think she might be coming to the game. And Patrick was like, listen, Travis just says things sometimes. Sometimes
and he made it sound so casual.
He made it sound so casual. I didn't even know if he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess he was.
Yeah, and he was like, I haven't met her yet, but I want to.
Yep. And then they asked the coach about it, and Andy Reid is so funny.
Yeah.
The jokes coach.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, I've met her. I set him up.
Yeah. Which didn't happen.
Did not happen, to be for the record. I don't even know how they asked the Patriots head coach about it. Like, when did this happen? But they asked Bill Belichick, who, like, we told you guys, he's Doberman energy.
Yeah. But also, he's in the past said how he respects Taylor Swift. Did you see that?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, as of recently. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it was like, it was before all this happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's what was so funny to me, though, is like, to have him associated with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, is such a weird combo.
Different energies.
And like that's what's makes it so funny is everyone's talking about, including like people who you never
we didn't even say what Bill Belichick said.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so Bill Belichick was like, Travis Kelce's had a lot of good catches. This might be his best get.
Yes. Love that.
Iconic.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. No. Honestly. But like the fact that he's talking about it and then all these like sports broadcasters who I would never picture talk about Taylor Swift in my life are talking about it is just so funny to me.
It's so funny.
Like, what a collision of worlds, you know?
So we see her at the game, we're seeing all this post-game stuff, and then someone had their phone out, like in the hallway where the players walked through, and we got a video of Travis and Taylor leaving together.
Yes. And
some people are like, they look awkward. I'm like, well, they were literally said to have only hung out for like a couple times before this.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more forced if they were like all over each other.
Yeah. And also, it would feel more fake.
Yes.
And also, like I said, I don't think they were expecting this to like get the traction that it did.
I think they knew it'd get traction, but even them walking in the back of the hallway there, I don't think they thought,
oh, we need to like...
Yeah, I feel like that's like, it's genuine. Like they've only gone out a few times. They're seeing how they get along.
Yeah.
You're kind of still awkward around each other. Yeah. That's normal.
Also, like, going like public with things can also make things awkward and like kind of uncomfortable because you don't know how to like act or like take like present or whatever.
There's different types of launching a relationship. Soft launch, hard launch. With them, there's no soft launching.
Yeah.
It's as hard of a launch as it can get because of who they are.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't mean it's that serious. It just means that something's happening.
Yeah, and them driving off in the in the convertible.
They drove off in a convertible. The literal getaway car.
Yeah, was so funny and like iconic and literally, again, goes back to like her music. I feel like this is what she's always like, she's manifested this.
Yes, she has.
So,
yeah. So, I mean, overall, so far, I'm loving this.
Yeah. Same. I'm curious, like I said, I'm curious to see how this develops and what happens from this. And whether good or bad, I feel like there's going to be drama.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope it's just we'll get into their past, but just based off of Taylor's past.
Well, let's get into it.
I feel like drama always comes.
I don't feel like she's that dramatic. Genuinely. I think not with her dating. I think she might be in other ways.
I feel like she uses her dating to, like, I don't think she dates people to cause drama, but, like, because she writes songs about all of them, usually, I feel like it causes drama. You know?
Yeah, well, that's on them for thinking that's dramatic. So, that's what I think. I'm like...
I think she's dramatic. So.
I think she... Here's the thing.
I don't think maybe in her personal life, but I think her music and, like, how she goes about ending relationships and, like, how she turns it into her songs is dramatic to me.
I think, though, that's, like, for me, it's funny because I think there's some things with Taylor Swift where I'm like, I just don't vibe with. And I think she's dramatic in other ways, like when I watch her documentary and she's just like, the world has ended because she didn't win the Grammy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that seems a little dramatic to me. Not hating on her, just saying like how I felt towards it.
Yeah.
For me with her dating, I'm like, you know what? Like, it's your relationship and you have any right to say anything you want about it. And so for me, I don't really, it's just funny because I think a lot of people don't like her because she writes about her exes. That's not really why I don't like her. I don't really care if she does that. I feel like I just don't really, it's not even like I just don't vibe with her music as much and like her overall whatever. Like, but to me, I'm like, I hope there's a song about Travis Kelce someday.
Oh, I do too. I think again, I'm here for the drama. But I think
But to me though, I'm not even like, be careful, Travis. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
I'm curious to see how the song turns out and then how Swifties specifically respond to that.
Well, and I'm worried that like hearing this, she's gonna be like, people are being annoying about this. Maybe I won't write a song. I'm like, no, write a song about it.
It's very true.
Anyways, but before we get into, well, maybe we should go Taylor Swift first since we're on it.
Yeah, since we might as well.
So
since we're talking about her.
For the record, they're the same age. They were both born in 1989, which is pretty iconic.
Yeah,
because that's one of the names of her albums.
Yes.
So. They're both 33 years old. Honestly, you don't need Taylor Swift's resume. She's like arguably literally the biggest pop star of all time. So you just don't need it. Let's talk about some of the people she's dated actually.
Yeah.
Joe Jonas. I remember this vividly.
Yeah, I do too. This was like
he broke up with her.
Yeah, and this was like big part of our childhood, I feel like.
We were just learning to care about celebrities when this happened.
I didn't know I cared until I saw this and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And like
100%. Yeah. Lucas Till, I didn't really I recognized him when I saw the photo.
Yeah.
And then this is one of my favorite ones also, is Taylor Lautner. And this is why I kind of feel like it's not all her songs have to be drama, is because she did the same thing with him and they're like pretty chill now. Like he was in her music video. Yeah. And he like showed up to her show and like flipped in it, referencing like when they were on Valentine's Day, the movie. They were in that together. I actually think that's like pretty iconic that they're like just homies now. Yeah, they're homies now,
for sure.
It makes them both more appealing to me.
Yes. I agree, 100%.
Yes.
I think at the time it felt more charged, but like the fact that they've like come full circle is like, love that.
To me, I'm like, that's fun. Yeah. And then John Mayer.
Which is such a weird, that's like a weird combo.
That's a weird combo. And I think that's the one that gets probably the most hate as drama, where she's literally had to tell her fans, you guys need, like, she played Dear John at a concert and she was like, I'm playing this song, don't go hate on him anymore.
Yes.
But what you gonna do? They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Swifties don't Swifty, okay?
Mm-hmm. I was like, they're gonna do what they want to do.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Which is, again, another funny one.
Okay.
Probably my favorite is the next one.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, I think I love that.
Yeah. That's just like, I feel like you just got to.
They're both icons in their own.
In their own right.
In their own realms, and I love that.
Yep. And then sticking with musicians, Calvin Harris.
Which is, don't love it as much, but.
I don't either.
But that one I feel like, I don't know.
DJ phase, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
And then I forgot about this one, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, which seems random also.
I just think Taylor Swift's Taylor Swift so she can pull.
Yeah.
Men don't understand like the attraction to Tom Hiddleston that women like are like, this is kind of weird that I think he's attractive, but he is.
Yeah.
Men don't understand it. Taylor Swift does.
Yeah.
Or did. Yeah. I'm not going to speak for her now. There's more than that.
Yes. But those are like some of the big names.
Those are the big ones that kind of come to mind for me personally. Yeah. But her most recent relationship was with Joe Alwyn. It was a 6-year-long relationship.
Crazy. Which, like, I didn't even realize she dated someone that long.
Which is kind of, to me, why I think maybe I'm, like, over the, like, oh, she's dramas. I'm like, she dated someone for 6 years and was so low-key about it.
Yes.
I feel like she's like, I'm older now. I think she should still write songs, honestly, about her breakups or whatever, her relationship.
Yes, because, I mean, it sells, honestly, too.
It does. But they broke up back in April, which is not that long ago.
Yeah. And Travis also was in a recent.
Yeah.
Like, his last relationship was pretty recent, too.
Which we're also going to tell you
about. Which.
So, I don't know. They're kind of like in this,
Like, are they just having fun? Maybe keeping it casual?
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, and something also of note, because we're talking Taylor Swift and football, it is believed that she is an Eagles fan. Because in one of her songs, she says, Eagles t-shirt hanging from the door.
Yeah.
Travis's brother plays for the Eagles.
Yeah, and he mentioned that on the podcast. Like, was like, well, maybe she's more of a Eagles fan, so that's why she didn't want to meet you or something like that. So, like, I feel like
it's been spoken.
Yeah, it's been spoken. Also,
it is.
What else would that mean?
No, for real. I think everyone's just like, Taylor Swift is an Eagles fan, which is just funny because Travis's brother plays for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But as for Travis,
yes,
he's from Ohio. He played college football at Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. He was drafted in 2013, and you guys, he's literally like one of the best tight ends ever.
Yeah.
He will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Best tight ends, and honestly, like, one of the best personalities in football.
100%. Goofy, witty, sarcastic. Even his line to Taylor Swift about rocking Arrowhead, he gets it. He is so fun. Him and Jason having a podcast together makes sense because of their personalities.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah. And, like, it's popping off.
It is.
And, like, as it should. I'm not surprised one bit. Yeah. Same.
He was also it's just funny because in the podcast they talk about him as a child, and he's like wild. Like or just maybe a little bit of a problem child in a fun way.
Yeah.
He's like,
Jason was definitely the good, like, child, reliable, like still, stuck to school.
Like, loud and rowdy, but, like, responsible.
Yeah.
Travis, maybe a little more irresponsible.
Yeah.
He, like, failed.
Got in trouble a little more.
He failed one of his classes and, like, couldn't play his, like, junior year of college or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's just kind of his personality. He's just so fun.
Yeah.
He's fun. His dating history, the biggest thing that we've mentioned before is that he had a reality dating show about him called Catching Kelsey, where there were 50 girls from 50 different states trying to win his heart.
And it was, like, literally, like, football themed, and it was just so...
It was so crazy.
Have you watched it?
No.
I feel like we need to do a watch party.
He since pretty much said, like, listen, they told me you can basically make 6 figures in 2 weeks, and so I did it.
Yeah, he was like, I was early in the league, I wanted a little extra cash, so I said, why not? And I'm single, so
Killa, Trav, get your bag.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So he chose a winner. They dated for a little bit and broke up after that. But then after that, he dated Kayla Nicole. She's a sports broadcaster. They dated for 5 years. They broke up. They had a little bit of a breakup in 2020, but then they officially called it quits in...
Yeah, a little bit of on and off again.
Yeah, officially called it quits in May 2022. And the media made up some wild stories about it. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but Barstool Sports was like, Travis Kelce made her pay for half of everything she owned to prove that she wasn't with him for the money. And she literally was like, no, he did not.
Yeah.
And they were broken up. She was like, no, that didn't happen. So, he's been out of his relationship for a little over a year now. But 5 years. Yeah, I feel like that shows he can be in a serious relationship.
Yeah, for sure. And then there were some rumors about him dating
someone else. Zuri Hall, she's a correspondent for Access Hollywood, but those kind of just, like, faded out and never were, like,
for sure.
And that was October 2022. So again, a while ago.
Yeah.
That's a little bit about their history. I feel like in terms of compatibility, looking at them, looking at their personalities, looking at their history, I do see it. Like I said, I don't think it's Endgame. If it was Endgame, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
But I think she's kind of like, she is more of just that, like, I don't think she's, like, insanely reserved, but she's more, like, low-key, whatever, and he's, like, the goofy, fun football player.
And
that's
maybe
the cool
they'll balance each other out. And I have seen, like, she is a little bit of, like, she's kind of weird, kind of nerdy.
She is very quirky.
Yeah, you see it in some of her music videos.
That's a really good point,
Sarah. I think they're compatible, like, on the goofy side. He's a little more, like, forward about it, and I feel like it's all the time, whereas she's not like that all the time. But that could be, like, a good thing. Like, you know, opposites attract. And, like, the romantic in me really hopes that this is, like, oh, they really like each other. They're really trying to get to know each other. But I think I just, I could see it being a little bit for the publicity.
Yeah, so I will say
I hope that it's not.
I love the thought of her because I have thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But in terms of compatibility, like, I do love the thought of her being with, like, a big, strong man.
Yes, because that doesn't really seem to be the past.
Look at the exes we described. They're kind of these, like, artsy, more like skinny. Word,
they're not a football player. Let's put it that way. They're not a tight end for an NFL team,
and they're not anywhere close to it.
No.
Okay, so I do think I'm like, this is a good switch up for her.
Yeah,
and for him, he's never dated someone of this caliber. He's never dated probably someone like Taylor Swift before. So I think them, like, branching out with each other, I think is pretty epic.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to see.
I think it'll be fun to see, and I hope, like you're saying, I hope they balance each other out, and it's the opposite, like, they're opposite in the right ways and attract in that way.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
My other worry is, I don't even think, it might not come down to a compatibility issue. It might come down to a scheduling issue. Because, are you kidding me? They are both, like, so busy. There was, like, a stat out there that she's already been to 20 different NFL stadiums, which is more than, like, any player will go to in a season.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Regardless of compatibility, scheduling is tough for both of them.
Yeah.
Because what's crazy about this is usually the NFL player in the relationship is the one with the crazy schedule.
Yeah. But not the case here.
Enter Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like,
literally in the peak of her touring and all of that craziness.
I think the only way that it, like, is fine is basically because the thing is she has to finish tour.
Yeah.
She's on tour.
Yeah.
So maybe when that ends, she's, like, chilling. Also, maybe they just want to be independent people, and like them both being busy is better. I don't know. I do think it's something that could potentially be very concerning.
And I think maybe it makes it fizzle out, or maybe it's just a slow burner because of that. Maybe they just, like, keep it casual, keep talking until, like, his off season, and maybe she happens to stop touring, like, maybe then something can develop. I don't know. So I could see it, like, not being something that we constantly see all the time, just because they both are, like, I'm sorry, they're both doing crazy things with their lives.
They are.
So I would not even be surprised.
And for them, it's hard to have, like, quality alone time.
Yeah.
Literally, they went to get food after the game, and she bought everyone's food at a restaurant and was like, I will buy your food if you leave. Yeah. And so they basically had to shut down the restaurant just for them to spend, like, one-on-one time together. Yeah. So it could be hard for that to develop. You mentioned whether or not this is a PR stunt. What do you think?
From what it looks like, it seems genuine. And I really hope that it is. Maybe, like, I don't know, they would be pretty good actors if it wasn't. But, like, there's still a part of me that's like, this could be for publicity. And maybe, like, it is genuine. And a little, like, it doesn't hurt that it's getting publicity. And it's getting both of them, like, crazy media attention. Not that either of them really need it. But, like,
that's the thing to me.
Who knows? Maybe the NFL was like, this could be a good idea. We fully support this. I mean, they did change their bio.
On TikTok to 9/24/23, Taylor was here.
So, like, maybe there's, like, some other outside influences that have said this is a good idea and why not test it out.
But to me, I just feel like Taylor Swift she's doing her Eras tour right now. Yeah. She does not need publicity.
No.
And people were like, oh, look, it's fake. Look how awkward they are walking together. To me, that showed it was real.
Yeah. To me, if anything, showed it was real. Yeah. Again, because, like we said, it feels way more genuine.
It feels way more genuine.
And less forced.
I just don't think they need the publicity,
and they don't seem like the kind of people that are going to be hanging all over each other, like, making out in front of cameras and stuff. Like,
especially when they've hung out for a few times. So that's my thoughts on it. I refuse to believe it's fake, and maybe I'm gullible, but you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will take that. Okay, we got to talk about just a couple of the Easter eggs really quick.
Yeah.
Because there are some fun things, like Travis's outfit.
Yeah. There was like, so, I didn't even know this, but then again, everything was on social media. So if you didn't see what he was wearing like a set that was like denim, like washed, like white with like light blue. And people were like, what is he wearing? Some people were like, what is he wearing? Like,
I thought it was cool. So
I thought it looked, I'm like, if anyone can pull it off, it's him. So, but apparently, literally, the name of the set that he's wearing is called the 1989 bedroom painting matching set piece. 1989, and as we mentioned before.
I saw a clip on Barstool Sports where he was like, whoever was saying it, I don't even remember, but he's like, is this true? Like, he's like, I could see Taylor Swift picking out what he's wearing. I was like, time out. Let's not discredit Travis Kelce like that. Yeah. I could see him looking it up.
Yeah.
Or his PR people or whoever being like, this would be funny if you wore this. And he is so funny and invested in
He'd be like,
things.
oh yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to also say it could very well have been him. Also, when he ran out on the field, he did like a shooting arrow. Mm-hmm. And she does that on stage. And I don't remember which song because I'm so sorry. I'm not a Swiftie. But it was like a fun parallel and kind of like an ode to Taylor
her.
Swift.
Yeah, love that.
So that was just super fun. But like we said, we saw a lot of this in social media posts. What are some of your favorite social media posts you've
seen? It's been floating around everywhere. But there's like, during the game, he's on the sideline. And there's like, they pan to him talking to someone, and he like looks up, and you don't see what he's looking at, but everyone's theory that is he's looking at Taylor Swift because he looks up and just starts smiling and literally looks like the happiest boy alive, which I just love. He could honestly be looking at something on the big screen or something like that, but I love the idea of him like looking up and seeing her and just like smiling. That's like so cute to me. I think
it's so fun.
So love that.
I have a few, so why don't you keep going?
And then the other one that I saw, which I just thought was absolutely hilarious, is the girlfriends and like spouses, significant others pranking their boyfriends, trying to like get them upset and saying that Taylor Swift is putting Travis Kelce on the map, like playing dumb, like they don't know who he is.
Yes.
And it's just so funny to me because
the reactions freak out.
Are gold. And like, honestly, good for them for sticking up for Travis. But I just think it's so funny that they're like, are you kidding me? The 2-time Super Bowl champion and potential like soon to be Hall of Famer, literally probably the best tight end in NFL, like could be in history.
Taylor Swift did not put him on the map.
Yeah, he's been on the map. And maybe not on your map, but he's on the map.
Those ones are hilarious.
So funny to see how quickly they get like upset about it. And it's so funny. And they're just like, I'm living for it. I think it's hilarious. It too. It's all over my feed.
It is.
Anyways, some of yours.
Some of mine. Okay, let me just read some because I saw a TikTok that had the best like Swiftie reactions and I think they're so funny. This one says, this feels like when your boy in high school claimed a hot girl from a couple schools over was going to the dance with him and she actually showed up. And it's like the video of her being there. This one says, Taylor Swift, dating an American football player is literally like the Declaration of Independence, free from the shackles of British colonists. This is the moment.
Like so good, funny, and just so dramatic,
and just pairs so well with her dating history.
Yeah.
One of her lyrics says, "I'll be 87, you'll be 89." His number is 87, guys.
Yeah.
1989 his album.
As we mentioned.
Yeah. So that's just crazy. This week, finally a boyfriend that doesn't look like a pale, sickly Victorian child who would have died of the plague. We cheered. That's what this Swiftie said.
And like, we were way nicer about how we described her exes. But like,
I'll let these tweets speak.
Yeah.
Honestly, if a male made me a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it so he could ask me out, I'd give him a chance too.
100%.
100%.
Glad she is.
And then there's just a hot picture of Taylor Swift, of Travis Kelce, and it just goes, I get it, honestly.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture of him walking into Arrowhead to watch Taylor Swift, and it's so funny because they're like, looking back, this picture has me dying. Travis had a plan that day, and no one was stopping him, and his plan succeeded.
Yeah. I did.
And then there's a picture of Donna and Taylor Swift together and says, quote, pretending to be Mama Kelsey. I love watching my sons play, but the Eras Tour is the best 3-hour show of all time. Honestly, they're so funny. We'll have to post
so
more.
Many more. Yeah.
There's so many more.
There's so much out there.
There's so much out there. And I think we just really quick need to touch on just the impact of this. Travis Kelce's jersey sales have gone up 400%.
Wild.
It might even be more now because that was like as of yesterday or 2 days ago.
That was, it's been a minute. But like crazy what she can do. And then on top of that, the viewership of the game, like Fox Sports came out and said that the game drew in 24.3 million viewers, making it the most watched NFL game of the weekend.
And the demographic grew a lot for females aged 12 to 17. It's up from like 8% or whatever. So, which is not like the demographic for NFL most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Well, in general, it's like female viewership grew for this game. And like more females, not just in that demographic, but other demographics were watching this game. And let's be real, it's Taylor Swift.
It's Taylor Swift. And I would just like to say that as much as we're enjoying this, it is on record that Travis Kelce is too.
Yeah.
He talked about on his podcast, he was like, shout out to Taylor for pulling up. He was like, quote, I just thought it was awesome how everybody in the suite had nothing but great things to say about her. The friends and family, she looked amazing. Everyone was talking about her in a great light.
Yeah,
so
we love it.
I think that's a perfect way to end it, honestly.
Honestly, I'm excited. We'll keep you updated.
We will keep you updated because you know that we are going to stay updated on it.
100%.
100%. But to end it, we always want to end with our women's shout out. And this one goes out to Megan Rapinoe and Julie Ertz because these soccer legends
for the USA.
They've played their final game for the Stars and Stripes. They won both games.
Yeah.
And it was emotional.
Yeah.
It was emotional.
It was. Shout out to them. They've really like paved the way for the future of the women's team. And they're going to be missed. I'm excited to see like the next era of US women's soccer. But yeah, it was emotional. It was emotional.
And we've just been lucky to watch them this long. So shout out to them. And shout out to you guys for listening. This is our first deep dive. I had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, shout out to Kiki because she really carried the weight on this one. Because
Sarah and I always kind of switch off who carries the weight on doing the research, but I was happy to do this one. Yeah. So, I mean, we'd been sending each other things. You were very aware of everything.
Yeah, I was like, here's the thing, I'm sorry for spamming you. I literally said that a million times.
It was epic. Like, same.
I just need to get this documented.
Same. I hope you enjoyed our first deep dive on calling
the shots.
And we'll see you guys next time. This was so fun. Thank you for listening. That's all. Bye. I thought you were going to say bye.
I know. My brain went blank, so it's fine.